He had been in a women's locker room for 11 months. Nobody knew. Nobody suspected. Nobody looked at the right wall. Tonight, 3 stories. A woman who discovered a camera had been recording her in a gym locker room for nearly a year, and that the footage had been uploaded and viewed over 40,000 times before anyone found it. A couple who rented a vacation house and found a journal hidden under a loose floorboard written by the previous tenant, describing them by name, by appearance, and by schedule 2 weeks before they ever arrived. And a woman who matched with a man on a dating app went on one date, blocked him, and started receiving photographs of herself taken outside her own front door 3 days later. All 3 are real. Lights off, headphones on. This is Mr. Fadoo Horror.
This is Mr. Fadoo Horror. Every story on this channel is a true account. Real people, real evidence, real outcomes that most people never hear about. Subscribe right now if you are not already, and hit the like button. One tap tells YouTube to put these stories in front of every person who needs to hear them. Story 1, now.
The gym was a mid-sized fitness center in Phoenix, Arizona, a women-only facility with approximately 300 active members. It had been open for 6 years. It had a clean record, no complaints, no incidents. In March 2023, a member named Priya, 34 years old, a nurse, a regular for 2 years, was changing after her morning workout when she noticed something she had not noticed before. Inside the ventilation grille on the far wall of the locker room, at approximately shoulder height, there was a small red LED, faint, barely visible, the kind of indicator light that stays on when a device is recording. She took a photograph of the grill with her phone and went to the front desk. The gym manager opened the grill. Inside was a wireless camera, small enough to fit in a closed fist. It had been mounted inside the ductwork on a bracket, angled precisely to cover the changing area. It was connected to a portable battery pack that had been replaced recently. The battery was charged to 94%. The device had a memory card. It also had a wireless transmission module, meaning footage had not only been stored locally, it had been live-streamed and uploaded remotely. Police were called. Digital forensic investigators accessed the upload history on the device. The camera had been active for 11 months. The footage had been uploaded to a private account on an overseas server. Before investigators could have the content removed, the account had received 42,000 views. 42,000 people had watched footage recorded in that locker room. The man who put it there is in prison, but those 42,000 people are still out there, and none of them have faced any consequence at all.
Every time you enter a changing room, a gym locker room, a hotel bathroom, or any private space that has a ventilation grill, a smoke detector, or any wall-mounted object with a small opening, check it. Use your phone camera in a darkened space. Most phone cameras detect infrared. Sweep the room slowly. Any object that produces a glow in your camera feed when the room light is off is transmitting. A red LED in a dark space is never decorative. It is always a device that is on. Priya noticed it because she happened to look at the right wall at the right moment. Most people never look. Look. Story 2 is next, and this one will make you think twice before booking your next vacation. In August 2022, a couple named Ben and Rachel booked a vacation rental house in the Smoky Mountains of Tennessee for a 10-day stay. The house was listed on a major rental platform, private property, 5-star reviews,
owner described as responsive and professional. They arrived on a Friday evening. The house was exactly as described, well-maintained, fully equipped, remote, and peaceful. On the third day, Rachel was rearranging furniture in the main bedroom to better face the window view. When she moved the bed, she noticed a loose floorboard beneath where the bed had been sitting. She lifted it. Underneath was a small hollow space. Inside the hollow space was a journal. A standard composition notebook, black cover, unmarked on the outside. She opened it. The first entry was dated 6 weeks before their arrival. The entry described a couple arriving at the house for a weekend stay. Their names, their approximate ages, the car they drove, what they cooked for dinner on the first night, what time their bedroom light went off. She turned the pages. Every entry described a different set of guests, names, descriptions, schedules, what they discussed on the porch, what arguments they had, what they did in the evenings, how long they stayed in bed in the mornings. 41 entries, 41 separate sets of guests described in detail over approximately 14 months. Rachel turned to the most recent entry before hers. It was dated 2 weeks before their arrival. It described a family with 2 children. It ended with a note that read, "Good candidates, worth watching longer next time." She kept turning pages. The next entry after that was dated the day of their arrival day. It described them by name, Ben, Rachel. It described their car, the make, the color, the partial plate. It described what Rachel was wearing when they pulled into the driveway. They had been observed arriving. Someone had been at that property or in a position to see that property before they even walked through the door. Rachel called the police. Officers arrived within the hour. A search of the property found 3 additional items: a pair of binoculars in a kitchen drawer, a set of keys on an unmarked ring that did not correspond to any lock in the house but fit the back door of the property shed, and a second entrance to the crawl space beneath the house, accessible from outside through a concealed panel in the foundation that had been recently used. The crawl space ran directly beneath the main bedroom and the living room. From inside it, with the right positioning, you could hear everything said in both rooms clearly. The owner of the property, a man named Warren, 58 years old, was identified and arrested. He lived 11 miles from the property. He had owned it for 6 years. When investigators interviewed him, he said the journal was a personal record. He said he liked to know who was in his house. He was charged with criminal trespass, invasion of privacy, and stalking across multiple victim counts. He received 4 years. Ben and Rachel spent the remainder of their vacation in a hotel. Rachel said the entry that stays with her is not the one about them. It is the one that said, "Good candidates, worth watching longer next time." She said, "I keep thinking about who those people were, whether they were ever told, whether they ever knew." Before story 3, I want you to stay with me for one moment. Both stories so far involve a stranger observing someone in a space they believed was private, a locker room, a vacation house. Story 3 is different because in story 3, the person being watched had already met the man who was watching her. She had chosen to go on a date with him. She had decided afterward that something felt wrong. She blocked him. She thought that was the end of it. It was not even close to the end. Stay with me. In January 2023, a 27-year-old woman named Jess matched with a man named Tyler on a dating app. His profile was normal: photographs, a short bio, mutual interests. He was 30 years old, worked in finance, lived nearby. They exchanged messages for 4 days. He was articulate and attentive. She agreed to meet for coffee. The date lasted 90 minutes. He was polite. The conversation was fine, but she left with a feeling she could not articulate.
Something slightly off. Nothing she could point to, just the feeling. She got home and blocked him on the app, on Instagram, and on her phone number. 3 days later, she received an email from an address she did not recognize. The subject line was blank. Inside the email was a photograph. It was taken from across the street. It showed Jess standing at her front door, keys in hand, about to enter her apartment. She was wearing the same clothes she had worn to the coffee date. The photograph had been taken the day after she blocked him, the day after, as she was coming home from work. He knew where she lived. He had followed her home from their date and come back the next day. Jess forwarded the email to the police and to the dating app. Investigators identified the email account as belonging to Tyler. When they searched his devices, they found photographs of 9 other women, all taken outside their homes, their workplaces, or their regular locations. None of the women knew they had been followed. Only Jess had been contacted directly. Investigators believed the contact was intentional, a demonstration, not a threat exactly, a communication. I know where you live. I want you to know that I know. Tyler was charged with stalking across 10 counts, 1 for each woman. He was convicted and sentenced to 3 years with mandatory registration as a sexual offender upon release. Of the 9 other women photographed, 6 had also matched with him on the same app. 3 had never interacted with him at all. He had identified them through other means and followed them regardless. Jess said in her victim impact statement that the thing she wants every woman who uses dating apps to understand is this: the block button does not erase someone who has already decided to follow you. The moment you have had any interaction with a person in the physical world, you have created a point of contact they can build from if they choose to. She said, I trusted my instinct. I blocked him immediately. I did everything right. He still found a way.
Jess's case teaches something that no safety tip can fully protect against, because she followed every instinct correctly and it still happened. But there are 3 things that give you a better position. First, never walk directly home after a first date with someone you are uncertain about. Take a longer route. Stop somewhere else first, a coffee shop, a grocery store. Observe whether anyone from the date location appears in your path again. Second, do not use your home address as your meeting location or your destination in any rideshare app that could be seen on a shared screen during a date. Third, if you block someone after a date and within 72 hours you receive any contact from an unknown number, email, or account, treat it as connected until proven otherwise. Report it. Document it. Do not wait. Jess blocked Tyler the same evening. She received the photograph 3 days later. She reported it immediately. That immediate report is what built the case that protected 9 other women who did not even know they were in danger. 1 report, 9 women protected. Report everything. 3 stories, 3 settings that should have been safe. 3 cases that most people never hear about. A locker room, a vacation house, a first date. None of them were what they appeared to be. Hit the like button right now, not at the end, now. It tells YouTube to put this in front of every woman who goes to the gym, books a rental, or uses a dating app, which is to say, almost everyone. Subscribe to Mr. Fadoo Horror if you are not already. New stories every week, true accounts, real evidence, the kind that stay with you and change how you move through the world. Drop a comment below. Which story tonight made you think the most? The locker room, the journal, or the match? I read every single reply on this channel. And I have another compilation right here. 3 more stories. Watch that next.
I will see you there.